Hey everyone, it's Christine here. This thingy is so up close. Apparently, I realized why I couldn't go live last time because I had set this up through my computer and you have to go live through the webcam. And so when I went to do it through my phone, it didn't work. I'm here, I'm on my computer. I haven't used my computer in a long time to do a live stream. So welcome everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. I should have started. Welcome to this weekly energy reading for the week of February 6th through the 12th. I'm Christine. If you're new here, welcome. I'm an intuitive spiritual coach, energy healer, and I wear so many hats. Essentially, I really love helping and supporting people on their own spiritual journeys, but also in a practical way. If you have been here before, welcome back. It is great to see you. We are going to get started. Again, just a reminder, like I left in the chat area, I will add timestamps. So you can skip over, watch, or simply for organizational purpose. So you'll be able to check those out in the description box below, or also where the comments are. I'll put them in two places. So you all, let's get started. I know today's the 6th, February 5th, yesterday, Sunday, for many folks, we had the full moon in the sign of Leo. And this was a mighty one. This was a powerful one. And I simply wanted to bring this up because I feel, have carried on into this week. You know, some of this energy, the lunations energies are pretty strong for a few days after. And this one I felt was pretty potent, especially since we had a square with Uranus and some other aspects. But comment down below what you felt. Because I felt a sudden shift, a sudden change. There were things that were revealed that I had a feeling were going to be revealed, but that just came out. A lot of truths unveiled. I felt like there was a lot of focus on energy recovery, on energy management, and really knowing where to put your energy and your time to use and what people to congregate with. So, I mean, those were some of the very basic themes that I had gotten from this lunation. But I felt an overall release. So if anyone felt this way, let me know down below. On the plus, there was a positive aspect with this. Some of you may have gotten a lot more clarity, especially with situations, people, things, etc., that needed to be released, or where you had to navigate some type of different perspective or different pathway forward. And you may have gotten a lot more clarity on like, okay, this is the next step. This is what I need to do, especially when it comes to your dreams and focus. So again, a lot to unpack, and I feel like we are still going to be unpacking this lunation's full moon effect into the coming days. Let's jump over into the Astrocap. Well, this is part of it, so let's continue on. We've got Vesta. Some say it's an asteroid, and it's officially also known as a dwarf planet. It is heading into Aries on the 7th of February at 11:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so Vesta, if any of you are familiar with Roman or Greek mythology, Vesta or Hestia in Greek mythology is the goddess of the hearth, of the home, of that inner spark of light, of our sexuality, our power within us. And she was one of 3 virgin goddesses in mythology. And so this is also a really well-known, we'll just say, planetary accompaniment, even though it's not a planet itself, to examine. And so you may be feeling, again, this week, I felt like a jut forward, like we just shifted forward. And I feel like with this Aries energy from Vesta, some of us may be rethinking what sparks joy, essentially. Intuitively, I kept getting what sparks joy, what lights up our inner fire. Do the things and the goals that we are pursuing and the people we are with, do they do that? Are they aligned to that? And so we may be really examining this aspect of our life, the spiritual nature, especially when it comes to our sexuality, our sexual power, and the creative life force energy that entails, that brings forth, because that's very much tied to the sacral chakra. And so for any of you that are looking to update your rituals, ceremonies, especially relating to the home, to your sexuality and spirituality, this is a wonderful time to change things up and to move forward. We have Mercury that is ingressing in Aquarius at 6:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on February 11th until March the 2nd. And so right now we had Aquarius, well, we will until the 11th in Capricorn, and we will be going from a cardinal earth sign into a fixed air sign. And so Aquarius is a very expansive, very intellectual, loves to learn a lot. Knowledge is very expansive here. Learn a lot about new things, new ways of doing things, different paradigms, different ways of looking at things. Very innovative and future forward. So you may be coming to realizations in your ways of thinking when Mercury ingresses into Aquarius, a new refreshed feeling. I always think when we get into Aquarius season, it's like popping out that wintergreen peppermint piece of gum, and then you chew it and it's cold outside for anyone in colder climates, and it just feels refreshing. That's the energy I get. It doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to abandon, that you may abandon the old ways of thinking. It's like integrating, learning, marinating in it, and feeling, okay, is this good? Am I going to go ahead with it? So something new to look forward to with Mercury there. A few quick things with the moon, because I'm really trying to strike a balance right now and integrating more astrological material into these weekly energy readings, because they lend so much information to help you understand more. And so I'm still playing around with that. So I appreciate your patience a lot as I navigate this path. So the moon changes into different signs. It ingresses, right? Enters and exits different signs throughout the week, usually every 2 to 3 days. And yesterday it was in Leo, and we had the moon void, of course. Essentially, it was traveling into the next sign. So it wasn't in any sign until 4:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, when it entered Virgo. On the 9th, on Thursday, it'll enter Libra, which is an earth sign, and then Scorpio a few days later. So we are going to be, if you haven't felt it already, it's been in there for about, no, excuse me. Yes, for about an hour now. I'm looking at my time because I'm an hour behind Eastern time. With the moon in Virgo, you may be fine-tuning more of what it is that you want to focus on, and perhaps fine-tuning things that you may have simply let go, released, or just become more aware of and illuminated with this lunation we just had. Because Virgo, again, tends to focus in. Think of like a hawk, not particularly look at the more expansive picture, but zero in. So you may become a little bit more detailed oriented in that manner. When it gets into Libra on the 9th, you may be seeking a more balanced approach, right? And looking at things in a more, I wouldn't always say realistic way, but trying to make sure that all facets of what it is that you are feeling, pursuing, and even thinking are in almost an equal balance. And then we head into Scorpio, and the moon is square into Pluto. And again, I didn't even get into any of the aspects the moon has, because the moon tends to have a shitload of aspects with a lot of other planetary and celestial bodies. And it's just a lot. So I'm trying to pick and choose. And Scorpio is a very intense planet. It's ruled, one of its rulers is Pluto again. And so during this time, there may be a moment of, I felt like self-reconciliation, acknowledgement, awareness, but also self-truth about what is really true for us and if we have been truthful with ourselves. And so there may be a lot of inner knowings that come out during that moon phase. What else? So some major aspects this week. I have about 4. And again, I could include a lot because I'm someone that looks at the tree, not the forest, but I'm working on that. So Monday today, wherever you guys are in the world, we have Mercury sextiling Neptune. And for me, I immediately got a balloon. Bear with me, because I get a lot of just clairvoyant images, and I'm more intuitive with astrology. And so in this area, there's a lot more, we'll just say creativity, imagination. I kept getting intuitive downloads, and I feel like a lot of the answers folks are going to be seeking, they may come from other folks in that manner, but I feel like you are going to innately feel them. You're going to receive them. And so a lot of the answers that you may be waiting for, but also seeking, you can ask. Ask the universe, ask your spiritual team, and just be open. And I feel like you will get it in the most beautiful, perhaps unseen ways, unusual ways. And I feel like that's going to help you regain some sort of inner grounding, inspiration, and to change things up a bit. It's almost like getting a new air, fresh air into the work that you're doing, into the goals that you set, into where you want your soul path to continue on. like a revision of sorts. And so the second aspect we have, crap, we're at 10 minutes. It's happening on February 8th, Venus sextiling Uranus. And so again, right now we have Venus in Pisces and Uranus in Taurus. And for me, this is about embracing things in a new way, especially when it comes to relationships, perhaps financial matters, because Venus does rule Taurus. And so some of you may be looking or pursuing different ways of doing these things and may be getting revelations on top of that, but also making movements forward. So taking action, right? It's sometimes when we get these downloads, these intuitive and creative downloads, we marinate, sometimes we sit on them, sometimes we're not meant to take action. But I feel like this week there's a momentum forward, especially in this. It's to take what you're learning, what you're receiving, I should say. Well, it's another way of learning, and to create some type of action plan or micro step and to head towards that direction. Friday the 10th, we have Mercury conjunct Pluto. And so this is intense, especially in our mental landscape. So any of you that are Mercury ruled, like, or have major planets in Virgo, Gemini, or in those houses, you may be feeling this. And again, I'm keeping this really simple right now. And I feel like, again, there's a semblance here of finding truth this week. I kept getting that. And perhaps with the lunation we just had in Leo, this may unveil or may couple in that area to unveil more for you. And so things I feel are going to come to a head. And I feel like amidst some confusion, lack of clarity, distrust, perhaps some of you may feel at this point around Friday, paranoia, or just a lack of clarity. You are going to find the truth within that cloud storm, I should say. Finally, we have Mars sextiling Chiron. Mars right now is in Gemini until March, and then we have Chiron in Aries. So this is, again, a beautiful aspect and also energy to move forward, to take action on different elements in our lives as it pertains to perhaps leadership or leading or being a leader, a teacher, our healing. There is a lot happening right now energetically, I'll say, and in different folks' spiritual journey. So some of you may have encountered a lot of healing that has come up for expulsion, you should say. It's being expelled for awareness and for healing. And so with this aspect, this is it gives us like a wonderful purposive energy to finally say, you know what, I'm done with this. This element of healing in my life is over. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to elevate. I'm ready to plow through the fear, whatever is coming up. And I got a lot because we have the sun in Aquarius at this time, that some of these issues around healing, and especially since Chiron is in Aries, could be about the self, individuality. And with Aquarius too, it's about regaining or increasing your self-confidence, having trust in yourself, embracing your unique power, your individuality, and not being afraid to strike out. Even if you still have reservations, are people going to like me? Is this going to succeed? Am I going to fail? Whatever it is, it's about going forward and embracing this path and working your way through that. And whatever pops up, trusting that everything is going to be resolved. There's also going to be an increased need, perhaps, to receive support and also lend support. So we will continue now to the collective reading. And we're going to see what messages the universe has for us for this week. I think next time I have to move this computer a little bit further apart. I have this computer in front of my altar, but I didn't realize it was so up close. So it's almost like when a vacuum has been emptied and the vacuum is fresh, hopefully clean inside, and you put it in the closet or wherever you store it. This is the energy that I've been feeling, a lot of releasing and letting go. But it's not just of energetic stagnancy, but of making definitive actions, like saying this is done and not returning to it. Like a cleanup, pre-spring cleanup. What messages does the universe have, please, for us for this week? What do we need to know or be aware of? Okay. Bottom of the deck, we got 9 of Wands. Ooh. Oh, this is weird. Okay, I have to show it here. So again, there may be a little bit of walls up. Some of you may be coming out of situations this week where you're still a little bit guarded. Perhaps it's because of healing, things coming up as reminders, or you're simply wading through the process right now as you're working to rebuild and to figure out the next step for yourself. Okay, we have the Empress. This is Venusian energy, Libra, Taurus. King of Cups, water. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. We have Eight of Cups, more water energy. And we have the High Priestess. Talk about intuition here, you all. Cancer energy. Wow. This week is all about you, all about the individual. This is about pouring into you. It's interesting because when I was pulling decks out, I tap into them intuitively and pull them intuitively. And one really called to me was the Self-Care Oracle. So with the Empress and the King of Cups, I feel like there's a strong focus this week to redirect the energy on you, on building yourself. I'm not getting other energies. I feel these energies are all pointing towards you. Take it as it resonates. For some folks, this could be because of the position, but it's going outwards. Because the way, if I were to mirror this, this is what it's looking at. So again, I'll put it this way. Be careful of expending too much energy this week and really, really being, concise, but also really asking yourself, maybe even triple checking with yourself. Do I want to take on that extra commitment or that added commitment? Do I want to say yes to this? Be careful of saying yes without having thought it through. Perhaps saying, you know what, let me think about it and I'll get back to you, maybe a preferred way of mitigating any potential snafus or also taking on too much. I feel like this is a week for building self-love. Perhaps with all this Venusian energy we have in Pisces, there's a need to spread this love around because the Empress and the King of Cups are full of love already. They're very intuitive. They take care of themselves. They also are very supportive, very healing energies. So some of you may be experiencing this type of self-love glow up. You may be tapping into this and feeling it and also attracting a lot of people. That's why I say some of you I'm getting could be guarded. This is at the bottom of the deck. You may be suspicious of people because of the energy that you're in. I feel like for those that have been working on themselves, and that's very broad, that can mean simply pouring into themselves, retracting their energy back. Think of it, I always say like a hair dryer or any of those electronics where you press a button and some of them, the cord retracts. It's like that. I feel like some of you have pulled your energy back and have really focused or refocused it on you. Many of you are focused, I'm getting like mind, body, soul, or spirit practices where it's like inflating yourself. I saw a balloon earlier, and it's not in the literal sense where you blow into the balloon or inflate. It's literally allowing that love to expand, but within you, in your life. But this is especially going to call in other people. And so again, with the Nine of Wands, this is also speaking to being careful with your energy management. Underneath that, we have the Ten of Cups. Some of you may be guarded, I feel, with sharing your energy, sharing your love. But I also feel, like I said, I feel like a shitload of people, it's like you're magnetizing them to you. So you may be feeling this week, a lot of people may be calling you out of the blue, contacting you, texting you. When you go out, you may feel people look at you. And I feel like it's because of this energy. So focus on you. And again, be cautious of how much you're willing to hold space or a container for someone else, especially if you're someone that has done it repeatedly. We have the Eight of Cups and the High Priestess after that. And so perhaps the Eight of Cups ties into this Nine of Wands. Sometimes with the Nine of Wands energy, I get returning energy. So some of you, I feel, have left situations, are slowly rowing your way out, literally. Like you could be distancing yourself. What's it called? It's not ghosting. It's like slowly distancing yourself from people or energies or anything that you're like, this isn't for me anymore. I am leaving this situation, this relationship, whatever it is. I feel like there's been a shift because many of you Again, the High Priestess is also someone who's extremely intuitive, taps into her magic, into her power, because you got a lot of this energy here, really tapping into your intuition, your feminine energy, especially. And I feel like, look, we have a full moon here, but we also have the sun coming out. And so I feel like this lunation, especially the effect, a lot of you have gotten a lot of clarity around situations where you may have lacked clarity before. Keep it on me. I see you. And my computer, I can see the comments. How are you? It's good to see you here. And so many of you are tapping into your intuition this week. And we have that aspect earlier that I mentioned about this that may inflate this with Mercury sextiling Neptune. There's an expansion of this energy of really going within, and finally it's almost like internally validating, you know, I'm feeling this is where I'm supposed to go and what I'm supposed to leave. Yeah, I just get overall a whole sense of pouring into you and not worrying so much about others, but it's not coming from a selfish way. It's almost like I've done enough of that. I'm ready to pour into creative projects, into my goals, what it is that I truly feel called to. So that's going to mean, of course, taking your energy back from other people, taking your power back, and really tapping into what it is you want to do next. So again, especially with the Eight of Cups here, and then we have the Nine of Wands, again, energy management and integrity are going to be key this week for you. So really be choosy and picky and tap into your own intuitive knowing of what it is that you feel that you should be pursuing, or more apt, I should say, what it is that you would like or love to pursue, and where you could focus that energy on instead of always perhaps supporting other people's dreams, other people's goals, other people's preferences, desires. Because I know many times those that are givers, those that are loving, and with this energy that I've gotten this week, again, some of you may be putting in a lot of love into yourself, so you're especially attractive. It's easy to support others, to have others lean on you, to allow them to lean on you, to hold space for them, to give them advice, etc., etc., etc. And then one day you sit on the couch and you're like, wait, literally like the High Priestess is doing. You're like, wait, why am I always supporting others? And why am I not seeing, you know, maybe my life shift in the way that I want to? So not a selfish energy. This is more about taking back your power and reclaiming it for you, and knowing when it's enough to say no to people. This can be difficult. I've experienced that as well. I would say over the past couple of weeks, but this week it really illuminated to me, especially with people where, you know, I thought we're friends and that I held space for, and then sometimes you don't always get that back. So let's continue and see what other messages. Are you feeling it too? Keep it on me. There's been a lot of truths about, I feel people. I've been talking nonstop. I'm like, do you feel that with people? A lot of, yeah, just a lot of knowings. Things have shifted. Okay, we got one card here. Full moon in Libra, find a balance. Is this not fitting? This week it is about finding balance with your energy. Because look, we have the yin and yang. This is a Venusian energy here. And we've got 8. 8 can denote also to some type of balance as well. So it's about making sure that you are able to find balance in your energy, but also too, this speaks to relationships. It could be in the perspective that you see, but I also feel like it speaks to reciprocity. There's some type of imbalance that may have happened or may be happening, or recently you may have left, right? With the 8 of Cups, where you're like, no, this isn't sustainable. I'm not continuing this. I'm pouring into myself. There's a lot of energy here that really speaks to self-love this week. Well, we had with the full moon in Leo, Leo's about the heart, right? And about love. But sometimes we have to show it to ourselves first before we can extend it or keep extending it repetitively over and over to others. Okay, so we have 2 cards here. I pulled from the Starseed Oracle. Yes, that's what it is. We got the void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. Interesting. The moon was void, of course, for most of the day. In just an hour and a half or so, it entered into the sign of Virgo from Leo. And sometimes this energy gives us a little bit of, anxiety, lack of clarity, a little bit of buzz and unknowing. But I also feel like this is a time for introspection again. Look at all these cards. These are very intuitive cards, very much about tapping into that feminine energy. So there's a need here to go within, to get quiet. And we are in a season, at least in the northern hemisphere, with winter, and in the southern, obviously, summer. But regardless, I don't feel it denotes it in that way. But winter, metaphorically, is about slowing down, resting, going within. That's where we find a lot of the clarity, a lot of the answers. Perhaps because I keep getting, and I feel like around December time, I was feeling a lot of folks were getting ready for the new year, right? When New Year comes, a lot of people are like, okay, reset, life reset, time to plan these goals, time to get this together, time to do this. And it's just like a whole rushed feeling of, okay, we got to do this now, while still wrapping up a lot of other things. And entering 2023, the energy felt different. It shifted. We were still, in Capricorn season. And so to me, the energy did not feel conducive to this bright, cheery, okay, let's get ready and start something new energy. It was still a lot of time of wrapping up things, finishing things, really allowing yourself to sit in that and take things on a more slower level. Because again, when we were in that energy, Capricorn is slow and steady. It's not a very rushed energy to get things done. And so that's what I feel like now. Some folks may be coming out of this, but also still maybe wrapping things up in this void. It looks bleak, but it's not, because it's in the womb. If you think about a womb in the maternal sense, it's like a home. So this could also speak to your sanctuary, to your home, your emotional home, but also your physical home, right? Like your environmental surroundings, on making sure that you're feeling that safety, that stillness. You have the ability to connect to yourself in many different ways. So again, this is not rushed energy. The second card we got was Earthed. I'll show it. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. I feel like someone was downloaded, but this to me feels like I keep getting a lot of spiritual awakening energy and ascension energy. This is happening continuously, but I feel like there's peaks and energy. And with this Aquarius, I felt like there was like leaps in timelines. So some of you may be feeling a little bit different, feeling like you are unwrapped. It's sometimes the best way to describe it is if you were to do something perhaps on a physical, like a self-care beauty treatment. Some people, it could be as simple as taking a shower, but some folks like to do full on spa treatments, and then you feel more renewed. It's like that renewed restorative feeling, but you feel enhanced. You feel obviously better. You feel good. There's an energy here of feeling different, feeling more vibrant, feeling more enhanced, like you got an attunement, like a computer upgrade. I also pulled the Starseed Oracle too. I kept getting Starseed in my head. Some of you are connecting more to your Starseed families. You may be seeing different, we'll say, Starseed elements. They could be like spacecrafts, UFOs. You may be coming in contact with literature, videos, perhaps different forms of media. There may be like a renewed or increased interest around that. There's a connection here about individuality and trying to find where you identify, how you identify, I should say. I get like bubble birth. You see how they both have, it's like a little homes. I feel like some of you may have, I don't know if you do past regressive therapy or hypnosis, or you may have had a dream where you felt like you remember being born, or you grew up, or you had a feeling of moving, like movement, travel, transportation, where you were transported from somewhere else. There's something about dreams movements coming. Some of you may be connecting that to previous lifetimes, or if you do identify as someone that has like an intergalactic family or lineage, you may be remembering or getting like images, dreams, sometimes words. Some of you may be seeing lights. You know, when you mix water and oil, like that type of glazed color, like that. There's a really big focus again on connecting to you this week. I feel like some of you may have, again, shut the door, screen door maybe, on a lot of people around you and been like, okay, this is time for me. Because again, when you have a lot of energies around, I sense it can cause, it's just like a storm, like an overwhelm of storm. You may not have physical bodies, but you can still feel the energetic, residual. And even if you're in contact with people, right, across the distance, you can still connect to people that way, because energy transcends boundary, space, and time. Wow. Okay, so a few of these cards I pulled from the Soul Guidance or Soul's Journey Oracle. The first one we have is denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. The second one we have is purpose. I know what I'm here to do. And then we have worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So again, a lot of fears, I feel like they're coming up to be released, which is good, but you may be feeling a little bit, again, anxious, and you're like, why is this coming up? Why are these feelings coming up? And it's to transcend them, to release them. Again, a focus on you this week. Individuality is reigning here. So some of you are really returning back to that. You may be getting a lot of intuitive messages here through the crown chakra. And here we have the sacral chakra with the colors, the seat of emotions as well. So many of you are going to be transcending this week, really gaining a lot of truth, knowledge, not just in a divine cosmic way, but also through life. Whoever you meet, your interactions, the events that take place, they're going to ping back to you like almost like a tower when it gives off. We'll just say waves with phones like that. What self-care message does the universe have for us this week? Okay. Oh gosh. We've got two cards. We've got 31, which reduces to a 4. Look to the stars. Again, a common theme here. Something about star seeds, stars. Some of you may be being called. Something about your lineage. Some of you may just be feeling like an increased connection to your intergalactic family. I'll say you may be increasingly becoming more attuned to language, light, feelings, telepathic messages, dreams. Also just regaining an interest. And some of you may have become interested in new aspects when it comes to the cosmos, to the universe, to planets, celestial bodies, astrology as well. There's an increase, I feel like an increase of wanting to learn more, but also understand and see how that fits in with where you are right now in this part of your life journey, because there's an expansive energy here. So again, dabbling. Some of you may want to continue with moon cycles or rituals when it comes to the different phases of the moon, or learn more about them. Some of you may want to enroll in different astrology courses, workshops, or get books to start with, or simply start watching videos, or to gain knowledge or connect to other like-minded folks and groups. especially since we're in Aquarius season. Connecting with others who are like-minded may allow you to talk more, to see what ideas are out there, to learn, to change your perspective, to look at things from a different perspective. I feel like this is connected to a purpose. Some of you at this time may be reworking what that means for you. We have 38, which reduces to an 11. Nourish your temple. Strong focus on self-care this week, you guys. We got the Empress and the High Priestess again. This also makes me think of the Queen of Pentacles too. And again, it doesn't have zodiac. So this week, it's a focus to take care of yourself, mind, body, spirit, or soul. Ground yourself. Take care of your energy. Cleanse it. Release anything. Call back your power. This is especially confirming. And look, there's her hand's like on her womb. You see? A lot of earth energy here. We are going to wrap this up and end it with a starseed oracle. Let's see what final messages we need to know this week. Crap, there's quite a bit. Okay, we have stillness. Reflect on this moment with love, kindness, and compassion. This is what we got here with the Starseed card. Whatever situation has just transpired, or maybe this was something the full moon yesterday that occurred on Sunday provided greater illumination. Because again, depending on where this lunation happened, which part of your astrological house, your natal chart, it's going to vary for everyone. But there's a sense of not doing anything external outside of yourself, going within. There's a lot of answers and clarity coming up for you. I feel like reflection right now is happening. That's why there's a need for self-care. We have, again, look at this, observation. Expand your consciousness by observing the divine matrix of life. Depending, again, whatever you've experienced or what's happening or what will be unraveling this week, coming into your knowledge. You're being asked, being guided to take a step back and just observe. Just look. Don't react externally. Maybe inside you're like wanting to scream or something, but take that home with you and do it there. A lot of like stillness in that sense. We have, holy shit, I didn't see these pop out. Reflection. See all aspects of yourself through the reflection of the one who mirrors your hidden self. So this is speaking of shadows. If you're feeling triggered by people, again, this calls into observation, stillness, and the void. This is a week of really coming into knowings, becoming reacquainted or acquainted with our shadows. What may be triggering us, what are we seeing in others that we may not like, that's being reflected back to us. This could be a great time for journaling. Perhaps this is, again, if I could name this when I go back and upgrade the title, it'll be something about self-care. Self-care, introspection, stillness. Literally this, I could just be like here. Some of you are going to really have to tend to yourself, like self-soothing, self-parenting while some things come up and while you're processing. And we have fruition. Rest assured, your dreams and visions will come to fruition. So we had some different elements that came up about purpose and your dreams and goals. And I feel like all of this is coming forward to pave the way towards that. There's a lot of confirmation here, a lot of awareness coming up. Things are going to work out for your highest good and for the best. A lot of this is coming up for clearing, like vacuuming. I keep getting a vacuum in my head. You all, I hope this has helped in any way possible. Let me know how you all are doing. Hey, Christina, how are you? It's good to see you. Let me know how you all are doing. I hope this week brings nothing but a lot of love for you, a lot of joy, a lot of support, and a lot of safety. Again, I will update the video with, what are they called? Timestamps. And I'll plop them in two places, description box and in the comments where people leave comments. So you guys hang on tight. A lot of good things are coming. Whatever comes up, just get curious about it. Have a wonderful evening or day wherever you guys are, and I will see you soon. Thanks so much, Christina. I see your comments. Bye.